Hey everybody, just wanted to kind of give you a little rundown of Mustang Public Schools and how our communication works from internal publics and external publics. And I know it seems kind of confusing, but we'll get through it. I really like colors and lines and different things, so we'll kind of talk through this as we go. Number one, Mustang Public Schools is very integrated in the community. It's one of the largest employers in the area, and you see that a lot of the teachers live in the district of Mustang. So it's kind of a unique situation. It's a suburb of Oklahoma City, but also a very rural feeling community. So very tied in with agriculture and livestock and oil and gas. So that kind of is going to, if you keep that in mind as we go through that, it'll kind of give you a little bit of an idea. First of all, I just wanted to kind of talk about the main central office in Mustang is called the MERC, the Mustang Educational Resource Center. That is where our superintendent and our coordinators and all of our support staff is really located.
Still, please contact the main office.
Okay, is really located. I apologize about that. If you look here, we'll go ahead and take a look. That I just said that many times. All admin is constant communication at all times. They're central hub of all communication and work very hard to keep open lines of communication between internal and external publics. And you'll see that there's quite a bit of crossover here as I go through these, but let's go ahead and just kind of focus on the internal publics here on the left-hand side first. You notice that district admin, of course, they're going to be the top down where a lot of our major decisions for our district come from. All right, and if you take a look here, I put district coordinators off here to the left. Those district coordinators are going to be our subject level or our secondary assistant superintendent or our elementary assistant superintendent. Like I've talked about before, we have a lot of students in our district. Our high school has about 3,600 students, so you can tell that there's a lot of employees as well that have to get communicated with, and we're going to get to that. The next step, you see site admin here. Our site admin would be our school principals, our school assistant principals, our counselors, our site content coordinators. They are very intricate in helping pass along communications as well. Next, you can see down here is our faculty and staff. Our faculty and staff would include everyone else other than the site admin. So everywhere from teachers to paras to SLPs to people that work in the school to keep the building clean, our custodians. That would be our faculty and staff. And then last down here I have students. We kind of have a top-down trickle effect when it comes to communications. Like I talk about district admin here, they work hand in hand to keep district running in compliance. Our site admin and district admin, we've actually had some issues in our
Attention Westmore.
Our site admin, district coordinators, and district administrators really work directly with staff to make sure all standards are met with quality instruction, set up district-wide evaluation. Once that information from our district admin, district coordinator, and site admin come to our faculty and staff, we then pass that on to our students. We communicate announcements and changes in instruction with students. Students will reflect concerns to the teachers, and then obviously this is a back and forth. I don't really have arrows going anything because the communication lines between these people are consistent. You can see that our site admin probably has the most communication with different people, and then our district admin with parents and guardians. If you look at our site admin, they also carry open door policy for students to feel safe to share views. I notice that a lot with our students, that they do not mind talking to our principals, and they do not mind sharing their views with those individuals. If you look down here, I would say that these are the most used types of communication by everyone across the district. Email is probably our number one thing that we use in our district. We also have parent meetings. We have presentations of teachers. We also, our emergency system will give you a phone call or text message, and then also one-on-one with our students would be our number one concern. So if we take a look at our external publics over here, you can see that our external publics are touched by a lot of different people, and they communicate with each other. If you look at parents and guardians, obviously I put students are probably going to be the first line of communication to the parents. So it's very important how our faculty and staff communicates with our students so that that could get passed on to them. This also helps with the diversity of students so that parents know they can reach out to faculty and staff, they can reach out to administration, they can reach out to students. And this is just for the better well-being of our student body in general. You can see parents are the backbone of our school systems. They put the trust in the school with their children. Keep great communication with this group is number one. We always want to, one of our digital citizenship requirements in our district is that we have an open line of communication with our parents, and that they are the utmost concern to us, so that good or bad, we want to communicate with them on what is going on and be completely transparent with what we're doing. Community businesses support our community and provide work and stability for many families. This input can get the input you can get from these stakeholders is very valuable. I put here that mostly a lot of the contact with these individuals is from site admin and district admin. This is one thing I talked about in my reflection, that I wish we had more opportunities to speak with these community business owners. Now, I know what we do business with them as far as, patroning their places of business, but I would love to talk with them on a more professional level, and I think meet and greets or things like that would be a lot better. Since COVID has happened, we've really had kind of a closed door policy at our district, and, also talking about school safety. Kind of getting into our buildings is very difficult, which I'm sure that's like a lot of places. You can see here local officials, including the elected school board, need to be aware of ongoing situations in the education system. Close communication with admin is a daily task. Okay, close communication. So you can see that I have them here with district admin. I'm sure they communicate often. I obviously, as being an educator and a teacher, I don't know how often that is, but you can also see that our site admin has communication with them as well. I know that our school, we have a student that is one of our board members' child, so that is actually pretty cool, and we have a chance to meet them every once in a while, but they have other jobs, so we don't get to see them as much as we would like to. Last but not least, community organizations. This would be a little bit different than community businesses because these are nonprofit, such as that Oklahoma is in the Bible Belt, so churches are very ingrained in our society here. Local churches and nonprofits work hard for our districts and many times want nothing in return. Working with these groups to help our students and schools is very important. We have days at our school where we work hand in hand with these organizations to better our schools. Maybe it might be school cleanup or school improvements in somehow. Lots of times our churches just come up and ask what they need to do to help us. We have local like Kiwanis and the Mason Society that come up and help our schools as well. So a lot of these nonprofit organizations are very intertwined in our district as well. If you look at my diagram here, I know it looks kind of confusing, but you can see that all of these lines, like I said before, are both ways. The communication between these people are both ways. And I would probably say the most communicated to out of everybody would probably be our site admins, parents and guardians, faculty and staff, and students. But if you take a little bit deeper look into these, some of them are not talked to enough, I don't think. Local officials, community businesses, those would be ones that I would really kind of focus on getting involved with future-wise in our community. Not just taking them for donations or taking them for help, but also communicating with them about the great things that we're doing for our community as a district and the great things we're doing for our students as educators. So I appreciate everyone's attention, and I think this gives a lot of great insight to our district. And if you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks.